Hey, how's it going, everybody? Jamal Crook once again with StartEdUp, and the question of the day is, do your students know how much you know, or do they know how much you care? And which one is important and why that's important here in a second. One of the main tenets of creating a culture of innovation within your content area is the relationships that you build. You'll always hear us say it started up. Let's know people, right? We say networking is important. Well, then let's know people. However, oftentimes it's the people that are right in front of our face that we typically don't know. Like, I'll know somebody across the state in Indiana better than I know people that are in my school or sometimes even in my local gym, right? Because typically the people that are in my classroom are sometimes the most distant. So I teach at a Title I school, right? And before I teach any lesson, and this is, I guess, teaching 101, but it's important to stress that building a culture requires really good relationships. You can't just be their teacher and you say do and they jump and they say how high. One thing that I learned when I went to Indiana and I spent time with Don and his students is this: you really have to build relationships. One of the students just told me how involved he was with excuse me. He just told me how involved he was with all of his processes. I mean, we were going to see kids at their houses. I mean, we were, going to like their little graduation parties. Just a completely different culture. The culture within his classroom really exceeded out of the classroom. And to build a culture of innovation, there has to be trust. So I'm going to take it all the way back to EDU 101 with this one. Something that I didn't think was all that important then, but I know it's really important now. And you're looking at Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So at the very bottom, we know that you have your physiological needs that need to be met. And then at the next level, you have that safety. So creating the environment that is safe. And then the next level, which is probably the most important and where all culture is built, is feeling loved and feeling like I belong, right? Once you get there, you then begin to move up to the next level, which is self-efficacy, right? And then from self-efficacy, do I think I can do it? How do I feel about, my work in relation to how successful I'm going to be? What happens if I fail? What happens when I succeed, right? And then the next level is self-actualization. If we can work typically in 4 and 5, self-efficacy, you can do it, and self-actualization, that reaching that full potential, that's typically where you want to live it. But you have to come back down to 3, and sometimes even 1 and 2, depending on what kind of school you're teaching. So I teach in Title I school, and sometimes I have to deal with 1. Right? Kid comes in tired. What do? Let them go to the bathroom for a little bit, get some water, work with them on their individual needs. Can't go to sleep, but we got to figure something out together. You're not in this alone, right? To work back up to that level 3. But if the kids know how much you actually care, right, you're gonna easily build a culture of innovation within your classroom very quickly. Once they know how much you care, they'll care about how much you know and what you actually have to offer them. So there are a lot of different ways people do this, but I think it really extends beyond your typical, cookies and cake party, once a year. Like, what do you do consistently to build relationships with your students? That's what we want to know. So comment below different things. Do you think you even need to? We want to know. Comment below. Give us some feedback. Share your strategies. And remember, it's Jamal Crook. Opportunities are everywhere. Peace.